Gotta catch 'em all is the Pokemon slogan so iconic that there's a good chance even your grandparents know it. But even though I've played Pokemon all my life, I've never once actually taken the time to catch them all. However, with the release of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, I decided to change that. I decided this time I was actually going to catch all the Pokemon. And not only am I going to catch them all, I'm going to do it in a game where it is notoriously difficult to find every single Pokemon, and I'm going to try to do it faster than anyone has done it before. Yes, that's right. Today, I am going to speedrun completing the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl Pokedex. Man, that sounds fun. Let's get into it. My first decision is one of the most and least important decisions of the entire run. Which version to choose? I might have played it up too much. We just did Shining Pearl because I already did a Brilliant Diamond run on my channel. Check it out. So I loaded up the game and picked Chimchar for my starter, since its speed, power, and access to a broad variety of moves relative to the other starters make it the obvious best choice for beating this game as fast as possible. Real quick side note, if you've taken the time to think about this challenge, you may have come to the realization that you can only get one starter per game. And I arrived at the same roadblock. Luckily, my girlfriend let me borrow her Switch and a copy of Brilliant Diamond to play through the intro twice and trade in the other two starters. Having access to the second Switch is also going to be key in getting those other version exclusives from Brilliant Diamond and evolving Pokemon who can only evolve through being traded. Anyway, with our starter picked out, we began to play our way through the game, catching a few Pokemon here and there as we went. And I'm not going to take all day and show you every single Pokemon in the game, though if you do want to see that, I will be uploading the full VODs to my second channel. If you're into that kind of thing, the link will be in the description whenever they're finally uploaded. We didn't focus too much on catching Pokemon at the start because later we'll get access to better Pokeballs that make it easier and faster to catch Pokemon, as well as improved mobility with the bike and fly, both of which will make backtracking way faster. We did, however, make sure to pick up any Pokemon like Chansey or Zubat who can only evolve through friendship, which is a mechanic that takes a much longer time to grind than the normal just leveling up your Pokemon. But thankfully, it can be gained by just having Pokemon in your party as you play through the game. So these things will start to passively evolve. Once we had beaten the first gym, we headed to Floroma Town, where we were able to get the gift Jirachi since we have a Pokemon Sword save file on our console. From here, we arrived at the Valley Windworks, which presented our first interesting set of challenges. Before I get into these challenges in particular, I do want to take a moment to talk about all the various weird conditional ways that you have to find Pokemon in this game. Pokemon like Spiritomb, Feebas, Carnivine, Driftloon, and Heracross all require us to do very specific things and fulfill special conditions that often are time sensitive. So we ended up planning our run entirely around getting these specific Pokemon as fast as possible. With that out of the way, let's talk about the first of these Pokemon that we had arrived at, Driftloon. So at Valley Windworks, after you cleared out Team Galactic, the Pokemon Driftloon will spawn outside. But the thing is that it only spawns on Fridays. And I ended up starting this challenge the day after this game came out on a Saturday. Also, even if I had started earlier, if you beat Team Galactic on a Friday, it doesn't show up until the following Friday. Luckily, I had planned for this. By setting the time on my Switch to 9 p.m. Thursday evening, before ever loading up the game, I tricked the game to thinking it was Thursday night. Why 9 p.m.? That is to give us ample time to get to the Valley Windworks and beat Team Galactic before the time ticks over to Friday. Thankfully, we had given ourselves enough time to clear out Team Galactic. Actually, it was a little bit too much time. We ended up being a little bit early, so we have to come back and get Driftloon later. Now, let's talk about the second challenge that we're faced with here, which is potentially the biggest threat to this run. Honey trees. In this game, there are certain trees that you can put honey on, wait 6 hours, and come back, and one of a few select Pokemon will have spawned in the tree. And a couple of these Pokemon can only be found in these trees. And amazingly, the Pokemon that can only be found in the trees are by far the rarest, with Apom only appearing 10% of the time, and Heracross even lower, appearing only 5% of the time. Also, the Pokemon Burmy has 2 evolutions based off of its gender, so we're going to need to catch both a male and a female Burmy, which itself is not all that common. And I know what you're thinking, just change the time on your Switch, right? Unfortunately, this isn't some kind of 6-hour period that you can just skip. Even worse, if you do change your clock, you end up being penalized and locked out of honey tree encounters encounters for a full 24 hours after that. So we're definitely not messing around there. Anyway, all of that is to say that we really needed to plan our run around these trees so that we could maximize our chances of getting these Pokemon fast. So from here, we covered as many trees as we had access to, then headed towards Eterna City, where we could take on the second gym and unlock access to even more honey trees. Along the way, we did stop in Eterna Forest to catch a Shining Pearl exclusive Pokemon Mischievous since they only spawn at night and we were in the neighborhood. From here, we went and beat the gym, then covered a whole bunch more honey trees that we now had access to thanks to getting our bike. At this point, we went over to our other Switch and started playing Diamond. You'll be able to tell the difference between the two playthroughs because I'm playing as a boy in Diamond and a girl on my main profile on Pearl. Now, we repeated the same steps as in Pearl and beat up to the second gym, then covered every tree we had access to increase the chance of getting those pesky bugs. After doing that, we switched back to Pearl and continued progressing through the game as we waited. By this time, the clock had finally ticked over to Friday, so we went back to Valley Windworks and caught our Driftloon. Oh, no, it's just right there. Okay, so it's anytime. Nice. Good thing I didn't change the clock before looking. Also, as we passed through Hearthome City, we picked up a Happiny Egg, which is great because that saves us from the time-consuming process of actually having to breed a Chansey to get this baby Pokemon. At this point, we had finally arrived at Veilstone City, where we could buy Ultra Balls. Now, with the powerful Ultra Balls at our disposal, we started to seek out and catch every Pokemon on every route that we went through going forward, which hopefully will save us from as much backtracking as possible later on. We also beat the gym in Veilstone, which allowed us to pick up Fly, and that just makes traveling around the map so much quicker. Next, we headed over to Pastoria City, beat the gym, and made a quick stop through the Pokemon Mansion to catch a Pichu and a Pikachu. Then we headed back to Pastoria to go through the Great Marsh and snag a few Pokemon that only really spawn here. One thing that we didn't think to do was check for the elusive Pokemon Carnivine, which only spawns here on certain days 16% of the time, and that may or may not come back to bite us later. And it was around this point where our first stream ended, and in the time between the first stream and the second stream, enough time had elapsed that our honey trees had activated. We checked them on our main game first. Meadow, Garchomp, Gliscor, Latios, Scizor, name a few. Oh, Apom is great, right? Please be female. Is that female? If it has red on its head? Oh, nice. Got it. Which is good. Oh, Burmese good. Wait. Should we reset on this for... Is the gender... What's the gender split on this? And luckily managed to snag an Apom, a female Combee, which is the only way you can get its evolution Vespiquen, and a female Burmy. For those of you keeping track at home, that's 2 out of the 4 elusive annoying encounters out of the tree done. No Heracross yet, but that's pretty good. We switched over to Diamond and managed to find a male Burmy there, which puts us at 3 out of 4. But since still no Heracross, we slathered the trees up again and continued the waiting game. Then we swapped back to our main file and continued the story, where we headed to Canalave City and into the Iron Island, where we were able to get a Riolu egg and catch a Steelix. It's important for us to get this Riolu egg as early as possible, since not only do you have to hatch the egg by walking around the world, but it's also a friendship evolution after it hatches. So getting the jump there is very, very important. As we continued through the game, catching every Pokemon that we could on every route, eventually we arrived at the climax of the game, where the evil Team Galactic summons the legendary specific to your version. For us, it's Palkia. Now my plan here was to save our Master Ball for a different legendary, Mesprit, which roams the world and will flee from you at any chance it gets, making it extremely annoying to catch with regular Pokeballs. But unfortunately, tragedy struck as we head into the battle. Did I save? I didn't save. Quick ball's all I need. No. Oh no. All right, I'm master balling it. So not wanting to waste a whole bunch of time resetting and rebattling Team Galactic and watching the cutscenes again, we were forced to use our Master Ball here instead. On the bright side, at this point, it was time for more honey trees, so we made our rounds there. Unless we just get it right now. This could be the one, right? Should pick those berries too. Is it it? Oh! Yo! I called it. I called it. Oh, and a critical catch. Yo, did you see that? Oh my God, what? I just learned what that was too. Good thing I learned what that was. And with Heracross caught, we were done having to worry about these pesky trees. And I'm gonna be honest, I think it was insanely lucky to find it in our second round. So we ended our stream on a high note and then picked it back up the next day. Our next stream involved mostly us just playing through the story on Diamond to catch all the version exclusives, including Mime Jr., Stunky, its evolution Skuntank, Murkrow, its evolution Honchkrow, and then finding the skull fossil, which you need to revive the version exclusive fossil Pokemon Rampardos. And eventually we were able to work our way to catch the Diamond exclusive legendary Dialga. Also, at some point in there, we got the mystery gift Manaphy egg and hatched it. With all the version exclusives caught, we had a massive trade session where we brought over everyone to our main save. We also took this opportunity to take care of the trade evolutions like Machamp, Gengar, and Alakazam. Now, we began the end game grind. There were a few loose ends on our few routes that we hadn't picked up yet, so we went ahead and took care of those. Plus, we had forgotten to get a Baniri as well, as we went through Eterna Forest the first time, which is a notoriously long friendship grind, so we went up and picked that up as soon as we could. Oh, another critical catch. That's crazy. It was at this point where I realized we had made a gigantic mistake. We hadn't checked for Carnivine one time in the entire time we've been playing this run. And as a reminder, it only spawns 16% of the time on certain days of the week, so our chances were slim. With my heart racing, I headed to the Great Swamp, hoping it would be there. Carnivine, please. Hoot hoot. Oh wait, that's different. Noctowl. Noctowl. Meryl. Please? Uh-oh. Nope, no luck on Shining Pearl, but at least we have the Brilliant Diamond backup, right? Scoryupi? Scoryupi? That's a new one at least. That. One more, Carnivine. Oh yeah, Carnivine! Where is that? Oh my gosh, thank goodness. So with Carnivine secured, we head into the underground to take care of a number of things. First, we needed to start talking to as many NPCs as possible in order to get the Pokemon Spiritomb to spawn. For this thing to spawn, you have to have talked to 32 unique NPCs in the underground. And these NPCs can be anywhere, and they have random spawns and are really annoying to find. So it's extremely important for us to get that whole thing moving. We also needed to dig up an armor fossil to be able to revive the Shining Pearl exclusive Pokemon Shieldon. And we had pretty good fossil luck on the other file, so I was optimistic about this one. And it is taking a long time to find this fossil. My sweet fossil, where are you? Where art thou? Oh, what do we have here? I don't think this is it. Unfortunately, the luck had run out and it took us forever to finally find it. Oh, I think this is it. Please tell me I can get it though. Yes. Yes, that's it. Has to be it, right? Yeah, armor fossil, nice, okay. But we did, and we moved on to our last thing to take care of in the underground, finding a Munchlax, which we probably should have taken care of earlier because Munchlax is a friendship evolution, but this is just how it worked out, okay? This is my first time, cut me some slack. We scoured the underground and talked to a lot of NPCs in the process, but no sign of Munchlax. Okay, Munchlax. Playing hard to get, huh? Welcome to the underground stream, where I run around the underground. Eventually, I got fed up with this, and so I decided to try out Brilliant Diamond. Truly, that would be the Oh! Got it. Yeah, that ended up being super smart. That was like the third cave we went into. So we caught it and we traded it over and began the long friendship grind to evolve it into a Snorlax. We switched back to Shining Pearl where we thought we had found enough NPCs to actually spawn the Spiritomb, but we went up and checked, and not only were we off by a few, we were off by at least 4. And if you've played this game, you know this. The underground is huge, and I thought it would be a huge time sink to try to run around and find the few stragglers that we hadn't talked to yet. So I decided to try to beat the game and take on the Elite Four. I wanted to do this mainly because once we've beaten the Elite Four, we would unlock a new section of the underground with, conceivably, new NPCs in it that we could talk to. Wow, did this turn out to be a terrible idea. We fought through the Elite Four and then we arrived at Cynthia. And since we were under-leveled, we just couldn't beat her.
I don't think close combat kills this thing, but we have to shoot. We have to go for it, right? We didn't even get a chance.
No matter how many items we used, we were just underprepared. So really what we just accomplished is wasting a whole bunch of time. With our tail between our legs, we decided to make our rounds around Sinnoh and pick up a few Pokemon that we hadn't caught yet and do a little bit of grinding in the underground so that we could finally take on the Elite Four and beat it this time. So we fished up a few fish, went around the underground and caught ourselves a hippo, realized that Riolu only evolves during the day, so we changed our time to the day and evolved it into a Lucario, and then decided it would be a good idea to catch the lake spirits for some experience. After a few incidents,
just keeps using Nasty Plot. What's its deal? Wait, that almost one shot. Oh, we killed it. Dark Pulse. You think it lives? No, it does not. Not gonna take all my balls, is it? 3.2% chance? That's very low. Oh, we got it. Let's go, baby.
we were able to catch Azulf. Somewhat fortunately, but mostly unfortunately, in the process, we had a huge hole in our strategy exposed. As I briefly touched on earlier, one of the lake spirits, Mesprit, roams around the world and flees from you at every chance it gets. Obviously, we were prepared, we had a plan, but this plan revolved around our Gengar actually outspeeding Mesprit and hitting it with a mean look to prevent it from escaping. What we realized while catching Azulf was that we probably don't outspeed Mesprit because we didn't outspeed Azulf. So rather than wasting a bunch of time having Mesprit run away from us, we decided it was as good a time as ever to take on the Elite Four again. So we headed back to the Champions Plaza or whatever it's called and took them on. This time, our upgraded team and the X items that we brought with us managed to make quick work of these jabronis.
So now we'll hit it with the old, should sack Palkia? Eh. The old close combat, which should kill. Nice, got him.
And after watching the annoyingly long credit sequence, we headed up to the second lake spirit, Uxie's Cave, and snagged it with minimal resistance.
Keep re-encountering, so it doesn't matter, yeah, fair. Just don't want to waste the time, you know? No way. Wow, okay. That was easy.
While we were in the Elite Four, Gengar got a bunch of levels, so we started the process of walking back and forth, waiting for Mesprit to get close to us. Once we had finally found it, Gengar did outspeed it and prevent it from fleeing with mean look. But eventually, it just took us out with psychic moves. No worries though, we can just keep trying, I guess. And after failing twice, we managed to snag it. With all three lake spirits caught, we were in the home stretch. All that was left was that pesky Spiritomb and the elusive Feebas. So we took a boat up to the newly unlocked Battle Island and then headed into the new section of the underground, where we managed to find 4 NPCs with relative ease. And from here, we headed to Spiritomb's tower and snagged it. With the end in sight, we headed to Mount Coronet to begin the high-octane, definitely not tedious process of searching for Feebas. So really quick, if you don't already know, Feebas only spawns on 4 water tiles out of this entire lake that we're fishing on. Not only that, but these tiles are randomized every day and they're random for every person, so you can't just look them up. Also, even if you find the tile, it's a coin flip that you actually find a Feebas, so you can pass over them without even knowing that you fished the right tile. So the only way to find Feebas reliably is to systematically fish on every tile in the lake until you find one. And you know what? I call that fun, compelling gameplay.
I'm already so bored. Well, welcome to the Feebass stream where we only talk about Feebass. You're on the edge of your seat? Same, bro. Same. Oh, you just wait till we start making poffins, George. You're not even gonna believe it. The whole concept of Feebass being just like a regular, like a flatty, and that you just make pretty, and then it turns into a big snake with hair is so funny. Like helmet with zip ties poking out of the top. Yeah, we got it! Yes! Yes!
And with Feebass secured, all that was left to do was make it pretty by throwing cakes made of berries at it. Yeah, don't ask me. It's a weird game, all right?
Just throw it at it, you hit it. She's so pretty.
Eventually, with the Feebass satiated, it was so pretty that it had to evolve into a melodic. And with that, we had secured all 151 Pokemon in the game. Thank you for watching. Till next time.